Welcome to BasicFunder. The following tutorial will provide an overview of importing donations into BasicFunder. Open the administration menu and click Import Donations. With this function you can import both donors and donations. BasicFunder imports from a spreadsheet. There are certain fields your spreadsheet must contain. Your spreadsheet must have an organization name, if applicable, last name and first name, an address, zip or postal code, and donation date and amount. Click Select Spreadsheet. The next step is mapping the columns. Mapping means matching the columns in the spreadsheet with fields in BasicFunder. For example, column A contains the info for the organization field, so we select column A from the drop-down menu. Map as many columns in your spreadsheet as you can. When all the fields on this tab are mapped, continue mapping on the other two tabs. You can find spare fields and groups under the Other Column Mapping tab. After mapping all the columns, enter a title and click Save Current Mapping. You can load mappings by clicking the Search Mappings button. Before importing, go to Matching Donor. The Matching Donor tab allows you to set the rules used to locate donors in the database. If a match is found, the donation is loaded. If no match is found, a new donor record is created and the donation added. There are two tests BasicFunder uses to match donors. If the spreadsheet contains donor IDs, the first test will try to match them with a donor ID in the database. The second test checks the organization name and last name. These must be identical in the database and spreadsheet for it to be considered the match. In addition to looking for a match for organization and last name, it will also check the first specified number of characters for first name, address and zip or postal code. You can adjust these criteria here. There are two options for the match rule. The first option will only add the donation to an existing record if there is one donor match. If there are multiple donor matches, it will create a new donor record. The second option will add the donation to the first match when there are multiple matches. Now that the columns are mapped and the matching criteria filled in, we can go to the Load Donors and Donation tab. If you wish to send a thank you letter, select it from these menus. If the donations are historical, click Load Donations as Historical. Historical donations are usually from another system and may already be receipted. Most spreadsheets will have the name of the columns across the first row. Use the Start Loading from Row field to indicate where the donations start. The import will stop at the first blank row. Therefore, ensure that all the rows are continuous. In this field, you can add a donation note. If you do not have any of these fields mapped and check them, all the donations in the spreadsheet will be assigned the values here. For example, we did not map distributions, so all the donations in this spreadsheet will be given these values in those fields. If the field is mapped, for example appeal in column J, and the appeal box checked, then any donations in the spreadsheet which are blank in the appeal column will be assigned the appeal here. Now we can begin loading the donations. Click the Load Transactions button. When the donations are loaded, BasicFunder will save a copy of the spreadsheet with the Load Note column. The Load Note will say either added or found, followed by a number. This number is the donor ID that was either found or assigned. Statistics regarding the import will be displayed here. This concludes the tutorial on importing donations into BasicFunder. To learn more about BasicFunder, visit www.basicfunder.com or call 90570974997.